Hey everyone, if you're in the market to buy a business, you probably come across franchise opportunities. They look polished, the system seems organized, and the brand name is familiar. And on the surface, it seems like a safer bet than starting something from scratch. But before you invest your hard earned money into a franchise, let's take a step back and look at what it really means to buy into someone else's system. Today, I'm going to break down the pros and cons of owning a franchise business so that you can make a best decision for your goals, your lifestyle, and your future. Now, when it comes to the benefits of owning a franchise, I can give you a few scenarios. It has a proven business model. One of the biggest reasons people look at franchises because it's already figured out. You're not starting from zero, guessing your way through everything. Instead of building a system from scratch and learning the hard way, you are handed a playbook. The operations are already dialed in, and you get training on how to open the doors, hire staff, order inventory, serve customers, you name it. It's kind of like getting the answers to the tests ahead of time. Take something like Subway or Tim Hortons. They walk you through everything: how to prep the food, set up shop, even how to handle daily routines. It's a plug and play business, at least on paper. Another big reason for franchise is brand recognition. People already know the name, they trust it, and that gives you a massive head start when it comes to attracting customers. You don't have to spend years building awareness. A McDonald's, even in a new location, doesn't need to explain what it is. It just opens up and people show up. This can be a game changer, especially in a busy and competitive area where customers lean towards brand they already trust. Now, another great benefit of franchises is that it provides you with professional branding and material, basically like software support for POS system, for scheduling and inventory, ongoing training and coaching. This support helps you avoid rookie mistakes and keep your business aligned with industry standards. For someone who's never owned a business before, this support system can be a lifeline. And also, there's easy financing. One of the biggest advantage of buying into a franchise, especially if you're not sitting on a pile of cash, is how much easier it can be to get financing. Here's why. Banks would love predictability. They want to know that if they lend you money, there's a strong chance you'll succeed and pay it back on time. And that's where franchises shine. Franchise brands usually come with, first, a proven business model, existing brand recognition, financial performance from data from different locations, ongoing support, and systems that reduce the chance of failure. This gives lender more confidence. Instead of taking a gamble on an untested business idea, they are lending money to a business that already has a track record. In many cases, they've seen the exact franchise succeed multiple times, and that makes the loan feel like a lower risk. For you, that means a higher chance of loan approval, possibly even better loan terms on a lower interest rate, faster turnaround times on financial decisions. Not to mention, some franchises even have pre approved lender relationships, meaning the brand already works with specific banks or funding partners who understand the business model and are ready to finance new owners. That can streamline the process even more. And also, there's potential expansion. If you succeed in one location, you might be eligible to open multiple locations. Some franchisees build mini empires this way, especially in food service or fitness. Just keep in mind, though, you're still operating under someone else's umbrella. But if you like structure and want to grow quickly, franchises can scale. Now, these were all great examples of why the model is so great. But now let's talk about some of the issues or problems into this. Number one, problem when buying a franchise, you lack a lot of control. Like, here's where the trade off starts to show. When you buy a franchise, you don't actually own the brand, you're licensing it. That means the freedom to make changes is extremely limited. Want to change the price, try new products, offer a local promotion? You can't unless you get corporate approval. That lack of flexibility can be frustrating, especially if you're someone who likes to innovate or respond to quickly changing market conditions. Another problem is high upfront costs. Like many franchises require significant amount of startup capital. There's the franchise fee, often tens and thousands of dollars. Then there's equipment, signage, build out, inventory, training, working capital. Some well-known franchises can cost 200 to 500,000 just to get started. And you're buying into a system, but you're also buying into a lot of financial risk upfront. Another disadvantage of franchise is the ongoing fees and royalties. Now, this might be a sore point for a few people, but it's something to consider. So, most franchises charge monthly royalties, often a percentage of your gross revenue, not your net profit. That means even if your business loses money one month, you're still paying the franchisor. Some also require you to contribute to a national marketing fund, regardless of whether that marketing directly helps you or not. Over time, these fees will eat into your margins big time. Now, let me give you an example of Fresh Slice. They like to advertise that they are not charging any franchise fee or there's no royalties, but obviously there's a catch. You buy all the food products from their verified vendors, and wherever you buy the dough, you buy from them. I'm pretty confident that there is a markup on the products you buy. That's how they are making money. But if someone says that there's no royalties or there's no, franchise fees or nothing, be a little bit careful. You need to look into some finer detail. Another big issue that comes up with franchises is reputational risk. Now, a lot of you might not pay that much attention to it, but when you operate under a well-known brand, you share its reputation for better or for worse. If the brand gets hit with a scandal or if other locations perform poorly, it can affect your business. Even if you're doing everything right, it can become a problem. For example, recently we had the subway controversy. That's kind of like a prime example where a brand's image was tarnished and it affects your business. And finally, there's the exit restrictions. Franchise agreements often come with restrictions. When it's time to sell, you might need to get approval from the franchisor, or they might require the new buyer to meet certain qualifications or pay a transfer fee. Franchise agreements often come with strings attached. When it's time to sell, you might need to sell, you might need the franchisor's blessing or might insist on the buyer to meet certain qualification and criteria. Now, take for example Pizza Hut. It often requires potential buyers to have some sort of food service experience, and if they don't, the franchisor can just say no. This can be a real headache because it's already tough enough to find a buyer for a business, and now you found one only for the franchisor to shut it down. So it's not just about getting in, it's also about knowing how to get out. So here's the question: should you buy into a franchise? Well, here's the bottom line. Franchise isn't good or bad. It's a tool. And like a tool, it only works if it fits your goals and skills. Ask yourself, do you want structure or support, freedom or flexibility? Am I comfortable following someone else's rules? Can I handle paying royalties in the long run? Do I believe in the brand and its future? Will this franchise work for in my market? If the answer is yes to most of these questions, then the franchise might be right fit. But if you're someone who wants creative control, unique branding, or full ownership over the business decisions, you may want to explore independent ownership instead. Franchise can offer shortcut, but they come with strings. Make sure you know what you're signing up for before you hand over your cash. Thanks for watching. And again, my name is Qatar, your Lower Mainland realtor. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.